Hi everyone, welcome back to Ed's Metalworks here. This is kind of a this and that video. Don't really have a welding or machining project going on today, but I just thought I'd discuss a few items. My wife and I hit a few estate sales this weekend, and she always does a really good job of finding them, and I'm always the one that comes home with a trunk load of stuff, so we both enjoy going to them, seeing what you can find, looking at the houses and that sort of thing. But it's kind of a treasure hunt a lot of times. But anyway, we're going to go over a few things here that I picked up this week, and then a couple other little things that just may interest you guys. I don't know. Anyway, I'll get you in here for a closer look, and we'll get on to it. Alrighty, we'll probably keep my face out of the deal here and show you what's really important. Anyway, one of the first objects or finds is a little goldenrod. I don't know if you can see that or not. Goldenrod oil can. And the reason I bring this up, it's not really a special one, I don't think. It's probably fairly old, but at this sale, there was two identical oil cans like this. Two identical goldenrod, red top, aluminum body. At least I think that's aluminum. But on the inside, it's got oil in it, so I'm going to grab a rag here. Just real quick, wipe some of this off. But on the inside, one of them at the sale, this was all plastic in there. Now, the pump housing and this fitting here was all plastic. Now, this one here is all brass. So I took the all brass one. I figured that was probably the older one, and maybe the little bit better one. It was froze up when I got it, but I poured some oil in it, let it set overnight, and it works fine now. But anyway, it's I'm kind of a oil can fanatic. I got these kind of oil cans. I got a few, what are they, Plews and Goldenrod and Craftsman and Eagle. Got a few of each one. But I like these flexible spouts on these. Anyway, like I said, this thing works good. But anyway, when you're looking, I just figure if you're looking for oil cans at these estate sales, make sure you open them up, see what that inside is like, because I'm sure the one that looked identical to this with the plastic inside was a newer model for sure. But if you're just after oil cans, I guess it don't matter. You can't see that inside there anyway, so it don't really make a whole big difference, except for personal preference. But that's one item from the sale, $5 I think it was. So can't go wrong with a $5 oil can, I guess. Made in this country, made in USA on the bottom. You can't hardly see that, but it does say made in USA. So anyway, speaking of made in USA, the next item here is a pair of vice grips. These happen to be the 10WR vice grips, vice grip brand. What I really wanted to point out about this is this here. Hope you can see that good. Peterson Manufacturing, DeWitt, Nebraska, USA. So I don't know how long ago Peterson Manufacturing was bought out. I think they were bought out by Irwin Tools. But, and don't quote me on this, but I think when they got bought out, all production was moved to overseas. the plant in DeWitt, Nebraska was closed. I know it's I have a few. This one was a estate sale find. Anytime you can buy a pair of vice grips for $1, you got to buy them, whether they're made in this country or not, I guess. But it's really nice to find the Peterson Manufacturing ones, DeWitt, Nebraska. Here's one that maybe be a little clearer. This is a little better view of that DeWitt, Nebraska vice grip brand. And this is these are 7Rs. I don't know what the size, what numbers mean, but anyway, this made in USA, DeWitt, Nebraska, that's pretty important when you're looking for vice grips because they're good quality still. I do have a couple newer ones, and you'll notice it says vice grip, the original, and on this side it says just vice grip. But down here it says Irwin Tools. I think that might be maybe who bought them out. But don't say anything on these about made anywhere in the USA. But they're still good. I mean, I have some of the C-clamp, like for instance this style, that's an Irwin tool also. But it's just the original vice grip original. These are probably made overseas somewhere. But they don't work near as well as the old style original vice grips like this. They're hard to disengage by just hitting that pin. But anyway, I thought you'd like to hear a little about these vice grips made in DeWitt, Nebraska. The last I heard, another company bought the facility in DeWitt, Nebraska, and I don't know who it was for sure. I want to say Malco or something like that, but don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure. And they spent a couple years producing tools in that factory because we understand a lot of the presses and machinery was just left behind when Peterson Manufacturing was sold. But as far as I know, that company has closed up shop too. I've seen a few of their tools online and on the internet, and they look like very nice tools, but they were very expensive too. You know, this day and age, you get what you pay for. I guess they had to be a good tool. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd share that little vice grip story with you. Look for this DeWitt, Nebraska, made Peterson Manufacturing, DeWitt, Nebraska, USA, on the vice grips. Those are the ones that are the old school vice grips. In fact, you see these at some machinery shows and that, and they're trying to get, I don't know if they get them, pretty big money for the original DeWitt, Nebraska ones. So anyway, that's my vice grip story for the day. And like I said, these were the estate sale find ones that I found. Alrighty. Also, this isn't an estate sale deal, and by no means am I sponsored by Permatex or paid to say anything about this. But I don't know about you guys out there, but I use a lot of this bulb grease, dielectric grease, and I used to buy these little bulb. They're in a little, it's like almost like a Vaseline thing about this big around, bulb grease, like this says, and I use it on every bulb I change in the house. Put it around the threads. You don't got to put it on the contact tip, but just around the threads that screw into the socket, because anymore the cheap materials they use for them bulb sockets, you know, you can end up with a galling problem or whatever, and that dielectric grease kind of helps with that. But in all my trailer lights, I put this in the sockets, you know, keeps moisture out and everything. But Anyway, this is at Walmart. That's where I got this one. I bought a couple of them. They're in the cabinet. Our local Walmart, they're in the cabinet with all the automotive headlight bulbs, and they're like $3.60 or something like that. Now, the other big box store in town, they have it's a different brand, of course, but tube just this size, and it's in the electrical section, and I think it's almost $12, $11 and some cents. So this one at $3.50 in that range, $3.60, is a pretty good deal, and believe me, it works good on trailer lights, especially the sockets on the back of your bumper, stuff like that, bulbs in the trailer lights. It just helps keep the moisture out of them, and if one does go bad, it helps you get it back out again, so it's not all rusty, you know. But anyway, that's just a little bit of info that I've gathered over the years, and I like using this stuff. So good price at Walmart. Okay, here we go for this is the other thing I found at these estate sales this weekend. This little wooden toolbox. Now it's 16 inches by 12 by 8.5. This is the first wooden toolbox of any kind I've ever seen at an estate sale in my area. So, of course, I had to buy it. I had to negotiate the price a little bit, but I got it down to where I thought it was reasonable. But anyway, it's not a Gershner box, although you'd never tell it by looking at it. We'll open her up here. And I cleaned it up quite a bit. It was pretty dirty. I kind of brushed all the steel parts and cleaned it all up, and then put some furniture oil on it. But anyway, here's the inside of the top. It's got one original key with it, and one aftermarket key, I guess you'd call it, for the lock here. But anyway, it's kind of a cute little box. I was happy to get it. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. Didn't need it. Just had to have it. One of them things. But it's made similar to a Gershner. Oh, I suppose I could get to the name of this one. It's a National Cabinet Company, Dayton, Ohio. Don't know anything about the company. It does have inside there, it's got a E with a 163. Now, whatever that means. Sometimes that's where the number, on Gershner boxes, that's where the number of the box is at in there, and maybe that's what that stands for too. But anyway, the drawers are all wooden. This is I think a spray-on felt flocking type material. As you can see where it's rubbed off there quite a bit. The top is actually a felt material. You can see the thickness of it. But the drawers are all like this spray-on. And the bottom of the drawers is like a masonite. But where the only couple Gershner box I've seen, they're like sheet metal, the bottom of the drawers. But anyway, it's in nice shape. Cleaned it up good. It cleaned up good. Like I said, this is like a spray-on flock. It's kind of rubbing off in some areas, but it's funny because the sale that I found this at, there was no other tools in the whole house. Not even a tape measure, screwdriver, or anything. Just had this box. I don't know if the gentleman or lady used it for something else, or they cleaned out that part of it already, but it's a cute little box. I was proud to get it. And get a picture of yourself there. But Yeah, National Cabinet Company, Dayton, Ohio. Like I said, this is the first one I've run into at a sale in my area. I've never seen another one of these. I do know where there's a couple, but they've not been for sale, but the Gershner type box. But anyway, that's my weekend estate sale goodies. Look, get the camera focused here a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this little tour. It was nothing special. Just thought I'd share a few things with you guys. It's always fun to see what you get, see what you can find, and see what you can do with it. So anyway, give me a thumbs up if you like this one. Subscribe, share it if you will. And from Ed's Metal Works, we'll see you the next time. Bye.